Hey guys, today is Friday, and I hope you've had a wonderful week and you've been happy, joyful, and productive in this past week. So, I have a question for you. I know you must be working on something in your life right now. You want to achieve certain goals and get to a certain place in your life, and you have some dream that you are chasing that you want to reach. Right? Every one of us wants to reach our potential, our highest potential. So let me ask you this. If there is a secret that could get you to be more productive, more motivated, and more effective in whatever you do, would you want to know about it? I know you're saying, Natasha, get to the point. This is a rhetorical question. If there is such a secret, everybody wants to know it, right? And I want to tell you there is indeed such a secret. And I'm going to tell you right now what it is. And it boils down to 4 words. Is that 4 words? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. It's 4 words. And the 4 words are, it's not about you. What I mean is the following. If you want to achieve certain goals that's bigger than who you are, where you are right now, that means you have to be at a place that's bigger than who you are and where you are right now. And what is that bigger place? That bigger place cannot be here. It cannot be your ego. It cannot be your self-identity. It has to be a place that's more expanded, that is more inspired, and that is a level of higher consciousness. So, I'll give you an example. If you are, say, a creative person and you are writing a book and you want to get this book published. When you are working on the project, when you are reaching out to agents and publishers, what do? You've got to, first of all, be very hardworking. And second of all, you will need to feel comfortable in promoting yourself. And thirdly, you will need to hustle a lot, right? And face a lot of rejections. And that's probably the process that everyone goes through, no matter what you want to make happen in your life, right? As long as you are stretching yourself and going outside of your comfort zone, you are bound to face these things, right? Rejections, disappointments, the need to work harder than you would like to, and the need to step outside of your comfort zone and do things that you normally wouldn't want to do. So, in order to do all of those things effectively, you cannot be focused on the benefits to you. If you're always focusing on, what about me? What am I going to do? When would I get this result and that result? And what would these people think of me? And if I don't achieve this if I don't achieve certain benchmark in the next 30 days, what does this say about me? If you are focusing on yourself, if you're focusing on me, it's likely going to be a roller coaster ride to get to where you want to go. Because again, you're bound to receive rejections. You're bound to have setbacks. And whenever that happens, the ego will go, oh, let's not do this. Let's not do this anymore because this is too scary, because we are going to be disappointed. And when we are disappointed, we are going to think badly about ourselves. We are going to start questioning, am I talented enough? Am I capable enough? Am I worthy of success? All sorts of crap that our ego manufactures to entertain us. So that's why If you want to go far, you cannot focus on yourself. Instead, focus on something bigger, focus on something outside of yourself. Still using the example, like if say you're writing a book, then focus on, who is your book helping? Who are your book going to help and going to inspire? Whose lives are you going to change? Right? So that is the kind of focus that take you outside of your small self and put you in a position of giving, put you in a position of serving, and put you in a position of being a channel of creation, because you have essentially a higher cause. You have a noble inspiration that will constantly motivate you to think bigger, think higher, instead of focusing on the scarcity element, the fear element, and all those all that negativity is associated with when we focus on so much on ourselves and how I will end up if this project succeeds or fails. So if you're doing, it's the same deal, no matter whether you are creating a company, or you are learning a craft, learning a skill, or you are applying for a job. Really think about, focus on something outside of yourself that your action is serving. Focus on the people that you're serving. Focus on how your action is going to change the world for the better. I know this seems like very intuitive. Everyone wants to, help out. Everyone wants to create a better world, right? So on a conceptual level, we all know that there has to be some purpose to whatever we are doing. But what I realized is, from my own personal experience and from also observing a lot of people, is that on a micro level, we do not focus enough on the higher level causes and the reasons of why we do what we do. And we do not focus on those more fundamental, more expanded reasons of what we are doing. So that in most of the time we are very much involved in our ego, in what benefits or what losses would this action cause me, right? So if you are constantly be in that space and thinking about me, then your motivation is not going to be likely to be very consistent, and you are more likely to to give up once you get rejected by people, because when you always thinking about me, then every rejection is very, very personal. But instead, if you're thinking about like the people you're helping, and the real reason that you are doing what you do, if you focus on that, the energy goes where our attention goes, our focus goes, right? So if you focus on that, your energy is going to be more powerful and more expanded. And this is something not just like we understand on a conceptual level. This has to be something that you remind yourself every day. I'll give you another example. So I'm starting this company, Soundwise, right? So we are developing a mobile tool to help real estate brokers to better manage their agents in the office, to help their agents to be more productive. So I remember when I first reached out to a couple of real estate brokers, and I, cold called them, and I was on the phone with the person, and I was stuttering because I felt like, I was intruding the person's, work day, and I was feeling apologetic because I felt like I was taking up their time and to sell them something that benefits my company, right? So I was at a place of scarcity and fear, and it felt terrible, and I wasn't very effective either. And I hung up the phone and I felt, whew, this is so exhausting. And I just don't want to do it again, right? Because I was focusing on me, right? I was focusing on my own company and whether the result of the phone call and what it will do to my company. But then, I thought to myself, wait a second, this is not the good energy to have, right? This is not how I want to run things. So I had a conversation with myself, and I asked myself, Natasha Che, why are you doing this? And my answer is, I'm doing this, to help this particular set of people to be more productive, to have better relationships at their work environment, right? And I asked myself, do you believe, seriously, it cannot be just pretty words, right? Do you really believe that what you are developing, what you are working on, will actually help those people? And I actually thought long and hard about this. And to be very, very honest, a part of me didn't believe that. And that is the crux of the issue. You see where I'm going with this? Because if you do not figure out what is the core higher cause or higher reason of doing what you're doing right now, then you will not be able to focus on that to a convincing degree, right? You have to convince yourself first. Is what you are doing useful? Are you going to help someone if you succeed? So you've got to, I think every one of us need to sort that out, need to have that clarity, need to have, at least at the fundamental level, the conviction that what you're doing is useful, is helpful, is going to help someone, is going to make someone's life better, right? So, and I had that conversation with myself, and I still, on a daily basis, I have that conversation with myself. Do I really believe that what I'm working on is going to help people, right? So, and if so, in what way am I going to help people? In what way this product that I'm building is going to be of service to people? And when I focus on that, then I'm in a different space of energy, right? So if I focus on how I'm being helpful and how I'm being of service, then when I reach out to people, it's not like I'm promoting myself. It's like I'm trying to really help other people. Now, when in that case, when they are not convinced, or when I cannot get their attention to give them my pitch, I feel like extra motivated to go the extra mile to get their attention, because I know that what I'm doing is going to help them, if I can get them to hear this message, right? So it's the same thing, like you can be like applying to a job, you're going on a job interview. You can either focus on yourself and the energy will be, oh, are these people going to like me? Or are they going to think I'm not qualified enough? I better, sell myself hard and present the best version of myself. If you are focusing on that, you will be just like the majority of job candidates, right? So that energy is very pushy, and that energy is like, to the person on the receiving end, it's like you're always wanting something from them. But if you shift the energy, if you shift your focus on how, as a candidate, if you get a job, you are going to help this company or help the people that you'll be working with, then it's a totally different dynamics, right? It would not be the kind of, graspy, scarcity focused and a fearful energy that you're projecting. You'll be way more relaxed, and you will be able to show your passion and show your empathy, show your compassion to people beyond whatever technical knowledge that you have. So really, I think all of us, we need to remind ourselves, at least on a daily basis. I wake up in the morning, sometimes I just lie in bed and I think to myself, okay, who did I help yesterday? Who did I serve? And how am I going to serve and help the people that I want to help today? And that, if you're in that kind of mindset, if you ask those questions to yourself, you are already focusing on a more expanded reality. And that will get you so much more effective and so much more resilient and so much more creative and passionate. And that is the secret. The secret is 4 words again. It's not about you. All right. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and share this with your friends. I'll see you next time.